Hey guys, it's me, Emsley Matador here, and today I am bringing you my Six Flags new for 2020 reaction and analysis. Now, this is the first time I'm actually looking at this homepage, so I have yet to see anything. So let's just look right at it. Scroll down. Looks like okay, so we're gonna have to do three at a time. For new for Over Georgia, we have two villains, Catwoman's Whip and Poison Ivy. Toxic Twister going to Over Georgia. It looks like definitely an endeavor, and probably also a scrambler ride of sorts. I can click on it as well. No, I do not want to see the pop-ups. And then we can just watch this little trailer here. Catwoman's Whip is. I don't know whether or not it's going to be in a Zamperla Endeavor 28 or a Zamperla Endeavor 24. And Poison Ivy Toxic Twister is probably going to be, like, it looks like they're advertising a scrambler. I don't know where in the park it's going to go. I can imagine it would probably be in the DC section, which, not sure what else would be doing. So, I think that's really, yeah, in Gotham City. I don't know where in Gotham City it's going to go. The land, I can't imagine being there much land there. But I'm excited to see that nonetheless. It's a decent pack. And then Great America, we have Tsunami Surge, the world's tallest water coaster, it appears to be. 86 feet, 28 miles an hour, 950 feet of track, featuring 3 blasts, 5 drops, 5 hairpin turns, as well as aqua-lucent visual effects. So, like, I can imagine the tunnels would be lit up, maybe? They're not giving us any idea on the location. It looks like it's going to feature the saucer turns as well. It could very well be like a clone of Thunder Rapids. It's going to be interesting. But overall, it's like Great America is my home park, as most people should know, and I think for sure that this is going to be a very good addition. We haven't gotten a water park expansion in 9 years. The last water park expansion, although it was sizable, was in 2011. So I think this water coaster is going to pretty much round out our lineup, and it's going to also pretty much be very, very popular, I can imagine. The water park already gets significant crowds, and I can imagine that this is going to be even more crazy. And there's going to be a lot of people flocking to Tsunami Surge to ride it. Next up at Over Texas, we have Aquaman Power Wave, which is, of course, the expected Mac Power Splash, relocated from Six Flags Dubai. So, nothing much to talk about here. It's just they're marketing it as a coaster as well. So, Over Texas was obviously quite expected to get it. The track is on site for the park, and yeah, there's really not much to talk about with this one. We know that we knew this is where they're getting. We knew the track is on site, and overall we knew that for a long time. Now scrolling down to the next bar, okay. Next up, we have the Outlaw at Great Escape. The Adirondack Outlaw, apparently. Oh dear, what is this? It looks like one of those skyscraper attractions. We haven't seen Six Flags install one of these, like, I don't know if ever. What the heck? Okay, that's a very interesting ride experience. I think these are like, I can imagine this being an upcharge because it's so low capacity. But, my goodness. That's going to be interesting, alright. Wow. This is I wasn't expecting that to go to Great Escape at all. This is a very sizable attraction. Wow. So that's about it. I'm impressed, but I don't think that's what they needed. Going to Six Flags Mexico is crazanity. They're probably, I can imagine this because of the name being a Giga Discovery. It's in Spanish. I do not want any pop-ups. Thank you very much. 17 stories, I can imagine. 120 kilometers an hour. This sounds like a Giga Discovery, and I was expecting Magic Mountain to get, or not Magic Mountain, Six Flags Mexico to get a giant Discovery, and they did. So, and honestly, it's a very good addition for the park, especially in a park that's developing as fast as Six Flags Mexico. And to no one's surprise, we have Viper going to La Ronde. Green Lantern relocation. Just right there. They're not buying a new one. This is clear as day what they're getting. I don't even need to analyze it. It just does it for itself. Like, we knew Green Lantern was going there, most likely, and they did remove their Super Manege Vekoma custom, or Vekoma, I don't know what model looping coaster it was, but it's a Vekoma looping coaster to put in this, even though they had land from Cobra left over. But hey, Laurent's gonna Laurent. And overall, I think that's definitely. I mean, we expected this. I can't really be that surprised. And hopefully, Canada can be a little better with this ride. Like, treat it a little nicer. Because I know Kalosha is a very strict son of a gun. So maybe they can take the added weight off the trains and keep it more aligned with the European versions of the Zack spins. I doubt it though. I'm sure it's going to be another pretty bad ride in Laurent's lineup, albeit unique. The capacity is going to blow too. Whew. Sorry if you're wondering why I'm all sound like a little tired. I got up it's right now 6:30 in the morning, so and I have class at 8 a.m. So I'm definitely a little tired because I just got up. Moving on, we have Supergirl Skyflyer going to Six Flags New England. Yep, I exactly anticipated this. I knew exactly that was what Supergirl or Six Flags New England was going to get. Exactly. And no surprises at all. The 252, the link to Supergirl, it was obvious, but also too not obvious. To anyone who thought New England was going to get a coaster this year, I don't know who or why people would believe that. Now, speaking of coasters, we got the new Jersey Devil coaster going to Six Flags Great Adventure. They are indeed going with what looks to be a custom RMC Raptor. I believe this did get leaked yesterday, so I was somewhat keeping track with the leaks, but I haven't done these websites or anything. Jersey Devil, wow, I'm just going to look at this layout here. That looks quite impressive. Looks like drop into a dive loop into massive camelback somewhere around here. Is that a camelback or is that a zero-G stall? Oh, there's the camelback. Camelback into zero-G stall, turn around. Camelback or zero-G roll. Mid-course brake run, so they're probably going to run 3 trains on it. And just overall, it looks like a barrage of airtime at the end. I think it's definitely, that's going to look like a quality ride. It's probably not going to be better than El Toro, especially if the Raptor has the over-the-shoulder comfort collars, essentially, because like Wonder Woman and Railblazer. But I think this is an absolutely solid addition to Great Adventure, and will definitely make its impact in likely the top 5, maybe even top 3 in the park. It also looks like they cared about capacity because it looks like 12 rows per train. So if you thought the whip in the back of Wonder Woman Golden Lasso and Railblazer was good, imagine the whip you get on the 12th row of a Raptor, especially over 87-degree drop, 130-foot lift hill. And it looks like, is it going to be in the trees? I don't know. Because I know the area they're clearing, but I'll see it when I believe it, or I'll believe it when I see it. But overall, it looks like a fantastic addition. That, and I also want to complain about this logo here. It's called Jersey Devil, but it's more in line with like the religious implication of devil rather than the actual Jersey Devil. Though I also know they have the New Jersey Devils, their NHL team, which I can imagine they would have a direct tie-in to the theming of this. But Jersey Devil has been described as like a more of a goat man with wings and horns and stuff, sort of a very much a cryptid rather than a actual religious implication of Satan. But that's more of a nitpick than anything. It looks like a fantastic ride, and I think Great Adventure has a winner on their hands. Next up, with Six Flags Fiesta Texas, we have Daredevil Dive. This looks like a Zamperla giant air race. Interesting. The world's tallest. Yeah, this definitely looks like a Zamperla giant air race. Definitely. It looks like it's going to be 6 arms and then like, what is it, 3 arms per... Oh, 4 arms, 4 people per arm. Yeah, this is definitely a Zamperla giant air race. For absolutely no question about it. Some good, it looks like you'll get some good hang time on that. I was expecting the Nebula Z, but the air race works too. Because I knew they were going to get some sort of Zamperla prototype based on how much they were advertising New York and how none of it didn't exist in the West Coast or west of the Mississippi, actual for all that matter. Just I'm not really impressed with this thing, but it could start something new. I know they already got it. Their Six Flags staples and Giant Discovery, Starflyer, Free Spin, stuff like that. So this one might potentially be a new prototype attraction they can release to other parks. Same with Adirondack Outlaw. Scrolling down, we have Sidewinder Safari. What the heck is this at Discovery Kingdom? Sidewinder Safari. One-of-a-kind combination thrilling coaster and animal exhibit. So it's gonna be like... It's gonna be a Zamperla spinning mouse. But it also is going to have a live animal exhibit in the queue with snakes and other live reptiles. Very interesting concept, absolutely. And honestly, I'm impressed. I wasn't expecting, especially since Discovery Kingdom got a roller coaster last year. Now, whether or not this will be original or a relocation from somewhere else is to be decided. I don't think that Raging Cajun at Six Flags America is going to be relocated, but yeah, definitely. I'm actually very surprised about this announcement. Their only teaser was a picture of a snake, and I was like, okay, but I didn't think much of it. But they're actually getting a Zamperla spinning mouse. Impressive, Discovery Kingdom. I know you're screwed for land, but you're kind of perking up. 2 coasters in a row, albeit not very good ones. Moving on, we have another Adirondack Outlaw clone going to Six Flags St. Louis. Catwoman's Whip. Wow. So, very interesting. I've already said most things about Adirondack Outlaw, but apparently Catwoman's Whip is also going to be a thing. And it looks like it's going to be in close proximity to Boss. It looks like Boss, a Superman Skyflyer there as well. That might be their Sky Coaster and go-karts. That's a pretty narrow strip of land it takes up, so I'm not complaining. It very much is probably a very compact attraction. I can't imagine this being anything but an upcharge though, because the capacity is so bad. Like I don't know why this. If this was available to the public, the ops would be so bad. And how do they even get it down? I have a lot of questions about how this ride will run, and I can't see it working at bigger parks unless it's an upcharge. but smaller parks could probably make do with it. I don't know. I'll see this, but I don't believe it. I'm kind of skeptical. And then, to no one's surprise, we have Harley Quinn spins Sanity going to Six Flags America. The teaser's already revealed that it was going to be a giant Discovery, not the Giga. The Giga's going to Mexico this year, and the teasers gave away. There's no surprises there. Everyone's familiar with what Harley Quinn's Insanity and the Zamperla Giant Discovery does. No need to analyze that, though it's a pretty nice addition that will give them some oomph in their flat ride lineup. Up next, we have Wahoo Wave at Six Flags Darien Lake. So Darien Lake is getting a water slide. It's one of those bowl and wall water slides. So it's the ones that you start 60 feet in the air, you go in a bowl, and then you go up a wall and a clover leaf and back down. I figured that Darien Lake was going to be renamed, or not renamed, but we're getting a water park. It'll probably be renamed Hurricane Harbor as well, as it probably says right here. And I'm quite impressed. I thought they'd get something smaller than this, but a new slide complex. I think this is exactly the same as Typhoon Twister at Six Flags St. Louis, which after that thing had a person fall out of the tube and get injured on year 1. So I'm impressed. I'm quite impressed that they're going to install another one of this. Darien Lake definitely gets a needed oomph in their lineup for their water park, which hasn't been relatively neglected. In Whitewater Bay in Oklahoma City, we have Wahoo Racer. It looks like a pretty large racing slide complex. In Hurricane Harbor, Oklahoma City. They are going to go with Hurricane Harbor. And I want to go back and look at that, wait, why does it say Hurricane Harbor, Phoenix? This is Hurricane Harbor, Oklahoma City. Interesting. It also becomes this Whitewater Bay, but it's become Hurricane Harbor, Phoenix. Can we talk about this? We got this lineup right here. This twisty section going into curves and then going down. Very interesting. I'm quite interested in that very thing, because it does like everything a water coaster or mat racer could possibly do. We also have Banzai Pipeline going to Hurricane Harbor in Arlington, which it looks like it's going to be some sort of capsule slide. Yep, it's going to be a capsule slide with 3 slides, hairpin turns. Nothing too terribly much. It's just it's a general rule of Six Flags that if they don't have capsule slides, they're going to get capsule slides. So I'm overall not impressed with that thing. I mean, then again, it's just a separate water park in Arlington, Texas. Moving on, wow, we have a lot of water parks. Paradise Island going to Hurricane Harbor, Phoenix, which looks like a wave pool. Not a wave pool. It looks like it's a lounge, activity pool, and more. So, it's a floating lily pad walk, volleyball pool, basketball court and hoops, 0 depth area, very kind of similar to what Great America got a year back in 2011. Instead of just opting for another thrill in the middle of the area, they just put in a general pool, just a general pool people can swim, play, lounge. And I think every water park should have at least one of those, because it's the simple things that matter. Python Plunge going to Whitewater in Atlanta, which is going to be probably a Thunder Rapids clone, I can imagine, or like pretty close to it. Python Plunge is a water coaster, and it would pretty well round up their lineup. I wasn't expecting so many parks to get water park editions. Up next, we have Tidal Wave at Six Flags Hurricane Harbor, Rockford, what will likely be renamed to. Yep, Hurricane Harbor, Rockfords. And it's a tailspin slide. So it looks like, is it a bull slide? Is it a hairpin slide? I don't know what exactly this would be. I don't know what a tailspin slide is. It's probably one of those not bowl slides, one of those ones with the saucer turns. Or a bowl, like a triple bowl maybe, who knows. But overall, it's good to see Magic Waters or now Hurricane Harbor Rockford becoming or getting a new water slide. Their lineup is pretty shoddy, especially when they lost their water coaster a few years back. Now we're gonna get down close to the bottom. Oh, that's done. I thought so. It looks like Frontier City got stiffed. Like Frontier City didn't get anything unless I missed it. I don't think I did. I don't think Frontier City got anything. They instead gave it to Whitewater in Oklahoma City instead of Frontier City, which is, I mean, they have a pretty sizable clearing. I thought they'd get at least something. And there are some interesting omissions as well. There's some outliers, there's some omissions, but I did notice that they didn't put in a single free spin this year. They didn't put in a single, not giant, something else. They didn't put in a single free spin. They didn't put in a single Sky Screamer. And I think that they're really going to try and experiment with this big old Catwomans Whip thing, or Adirondack Outlaw. They're going to try experimenting with that in their smaller parks. As well as the Zamperla Giant Air Race Daredevil Dive going to Fiesta, Texas. And it's good to know Six Flags is working with RMC again, with Jersey Devil. If that takes off, maybe we can start seeing more custom Raptors, or even the clones of Wonder Woman. Either way, we need more parks can probably deal with a Raptor. Over Georgia, St. Louis, and Discovery Kingdom are all great parks to throw in a Raptor. Maybe even Mexico, too. So it's not the biggest year for Six Flags, but it's a rather impressive year. It's another one of those years where they decided to throw around the money relatively equally. There were some parks that got stiff with smaller attractions, and they definitely went all in with their water parks this year. With, 7 parks getting water parks? And an 8th park getting a water thing? Great America, Darien Lake, Frontier City essentially, and then all of their individual properties. Well, they didn't give one to Hurricane Harbor Houston, but Arlington, Texas, over George's Whitewater Water Park, and Tidal Wave going to Hurricane Harbor Rockford, which, I mean, then again, Rockford didn't get a new slide last year. So it was due for one this year with Six Flags taking over. I'm impressed. I mean, there is some stuff I'm not really a big fan of. Adirondack Outlaw and not Harley Quinn's Insanity. I want more of those. Catwoman's Whip. I'm really questioning how they're going to do in these parks. I'm very much questioning how they're going to perform. I think that they're very extremely low capacity. They're either going to stiff the cycle or make the cycle long and have really long lines. So either way, they're screwing the customer on that one. Seeing quite a few endeavors, we're seeing the return of the Scrambler. They might have bought one from Lakemont or something. They might have bought one from another park or transferred one from another park. To be entirely honest, but a flat ride package going to over George is quite nice. Not much else to say. I mean, there was some stuff that was relatively expected, but overall, pretty solid year. Oh yeah, and Magic Mountain didn't get a new ride as well. Wow, I can't believe I forgot about it. I mean, it's kind of easy to forget about Magic Mountain, a visit there, but Magic Mountain's not getting crap. Wow. That's interesting. I mean, then again, West Coast Races is their 2020 project, basically. They just finished the full circuit track yesterday. So, on that note, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscription. It does kind of matter to me. I'm very impressed at how my Six Flags predictions video for this year did in terms of view count, and it definitely gave me a jolt. I hope you guys have a great instant unit of time here. I hope your home park didn't get screwed that badly. I mean, mine didn't that badly. I got a water coaster, which is something that we've been asking for. Not top priority, but for years, essentially. Easily 5 years. So, on that note, I hope you guys have a great instant unit of time here. And as always, I wish you guys peace.